Unfortunately, tornadoes are a far too common occurrence here in the state of Mississippi. But there are these certain events that stand out. They just last in your mind and in your memory for a very long time. And nobody can forget the Rolling Fork tornado. I was working that evening watching this storm, particularly developing in northeast Louisiana. There were lots of storms on radar, but this one stood out. It started to take off and explode rather quickly. The first warning was issued at 7:45 p.m. That was for Issaquena County. And shortly thereafter, just 20 minutes later, the storm would directly hit the city of Rolling Fork. After Rolling Fork and doing all of the damage that it did there, it continued to move on and minutes later reached Silver City around 8:37 p.m. Now, this area has really come a long way. And it's time to check in to see how the progress continues to be made in Rolling Fork. And for that, we go to WLBT's Holly Emery.
2 years after, debris covered these streets in Rolling Fork, stacking several feet high from a deadly EF4 tornado that tore through town. Residents and business owners are finally seeing things rebuilt, the latest being their water tower.
March 24th, 2023 is a date ingrained into the minds of the hundreds of people in the town of Rolling Fork. Homes, businesses, county and city buildings ripped from the ground.
The main fear for people that got displaced was there's no option for me to come back.
But 2 years later, residents are beginning to return to some type of normalcy. We sat down with Chuck's Dairy Bar owner, Tracy Harden, who opened her new location in June last year.
It was just on a whim. We were not supposed to open that day, but I got my health inspection completed the day before. So our announcement to the public that we were open was a Facebook post of the coffee pot, and it just said, "We're open, come have a cup." I tell you, they came, and they've been coming, and we were nervous that they might not.
Why were you nervous?
You know, we just went through a tornado. How many are actually still here?
Luckily for Harden, her restaurant was so busy the first week back, she had to close her doors early every day because she ran out of product to sell and has been packed ever since.
I'm so proud of the business owners in this town because they have just fought to get their businesses back and get their lives back.
As businesses turn their signs to open, folks like Sharnesia Larry are finding their way back to their hometown after seeking refuge in other cities.
While I was in Greenville, I heard about Rolling Fork Rising, and every day after work when we had classes, I would get off work and drive from Greenville to Rolling Fork, and I did the process. It was a very easy, straightforward process.
We wanted to make a way for renter residents to be able to come back home, because without what we're doing, there would be no way for them to come back. Because if you lose 70% of your residents, you don't have a town left.
Rolling Fork Rising has since completed and sold 4 homes to former renters, with 12 new homes currently under construction.
Almost every day since I got approved for the house, I ride by every day, and I just tell my children this is going to be y'all house, and y'all got a big yard to play in. So they're very happy.
But when you drive through town, it still feels empty.
It's been a frustration to see that the government side of, our city buildings, our county buildings are not being rebuilt or not even being addressed.
While the town's water tower is finally under construction, the city's police department, post office, the sheriff's department, and governmental offices are still in temporary mobile homes.
Didn't have much before the storm, so if you didn't have much before everything was taken away, it's like you don't even know what to look forward to.
When you don't see progress, it's really hard at the 2-year mark when you don't. I do feel that we've got to get it going. We've got to get some buildings coming up. If our city is really going to make it, if our businesses are going to make it, homeowners are ready, businesses are ready.
City officials need to be ready.
Yes.
As folks eagerly wait to see progress from their county and city officials, they hold on to hope.
I hate we had to go through the storm to get here, but God never take away anything without replacing it with something better.
Behind those smiles, there's a lot of hurt and pain, worry. But every day we get up and we push forward and just continue to try to get back what we had as a whole.
Reporting in Rolling Fork, I'm Holly Emery.